No, it's something that Daughter said earlier, like that kind of like caught my attention to when you was like, it was like your fault. Because a lot of times we do go through stuff like if we're talking about in like a religious aspect, like I'm not going to say even struggle, like we get punished in certain ways, but we wonder why like certain things are happening, but we're the ones that's like causing it. Like he said earlier, like it was his fault. But I don't know if you were trying to like direct it like towards that way, but
No, I get what you're saying.
a lot of times, like, yeah, a lot of times we're like, say you're not a person that like pray or whatever the case may be, or you're a person that like everything that happens in your life, you're trying to like take it up like upon yourself, like, oh, I'm gonna just go through this. Like, I'm the one that's gonna solve this problem. Like, a lot of problems we cannot solve ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things we just cannot handle. Like, you gotta like leave it in the hands of Allah. Like, that's the only thing you could do, and then do what you could do as a person to like just better yourself, like your situation or whatever the case may be.
No,
a lot
facts.
of times we get punished from stuff that we actually do. You feel me? Like from our minds, like our mindset to like our actions to the places we go. Like I'm speaking from experience though. You feel me? A lot of times I sit back and be like, damn, like why is this happening? Like a lot of stuff. I'm like, I'm the one that put myself in this situation and not nobody else. I can't sit there and be like, damn, like Allah, why did you put me through this? Allah did not tell me to come here. Allah did not tell me to do this, that, and the third. You feel me? So that's how I look at it.
But would you say that's punishment? Like, would you use that word?
No. A lot of times Allah will punish you without you even like.
No, because I'm asking because I wouldn't say from knowledge, from what I hear, to say that Allah punishes you is
no. It's certain. I wouldn't say no, it's certain things like, okay, like say, like Allah will punish you in certain ways to redirect you back to Him. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
okay,
it's not.
So
like,
I would say
right?
I would say Allah will put you through a struggle or a hardship to get you back to Him.
No, that's a form of punishment.
That's a form of punishment.
That's like you know how your parents like you know how your parents like you do something in school and then your parents like punish you. Like they don't redirect you all the time. They'll like punish you to redirect you. It's the same way. Like Allah, like you would do something, like say you a person that doesn't pray, right? And then like you're losing your job and all these different types of stuff is happening and you're wondering why. Like Allah is punishing you, or like Allah is wanting you to come to like try to redirect you to that point. Punishment is not like a form of like, it's just to like redirect you. I'm looking at it like in that way. So, like it's just to redirect
the
you.
only reason I'm asking is because I've heard that you saying punishment, like saying that Allah punishes you was wrong. That's what I've heard. So that's why I'm questioning that.
No, you can get punished. We still could get punished now. Like wow, like living. Like if that's the thing. Just to let you like
I was watching this Omar Suleiman. He was talking about like he was saying that like trials and tribulation. He was talking about how punishments are only in the day of judgment. Like I think it's just the wording. They said that a lot like punishment here is kind of harsh. You
know why is that? I don't agree with that because like people been punished on planet Earth, like the like people of Odd, like they all been punished in a certain way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
different levels of punishment though. Like it's not just the day of judgment. Like I get what y'all trying to say. It's a level
not to cut you off.
I'm talking about redirection.
So not to cut you off, I think like when you say punishment, it kind of has a negative connotation to it. Not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm done.
Right?
Yeah, people are taking it that way. That's what I'm saying. It's like a redirection.
And there's like...
It's like he wants you to come back to him.
Yeah, and there's like maybe discipline or whatever, but what you're saying, so what most say is correct. Like there's punishment for like people that disobey God, but also what you also say. Well, let me say is also correct. It says that the Quran does state that God can punish people on earth, often as the way to warn them.
But that's like a different level, like
no, it's different level. No, it's different levels of punishment regardless. Like I said, just look at how your parents punish like us, like just in general. Like they're not your moms were the one that love us the most, but your mom still punish us. Allah loves us the most and Allah can still punish us. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a form of punishment, but it's not to the level of hellfire and the grave and all this other stuff. It just
but like me when I listen to it, just like said that like kind of veer away from the word punishment. It just like that's what I've heard
and
too.
So it's probably,
but
it's just wording.
It's
just wording because it's probably also like in terms of like when it comes to like translation and things like that. Like sometimes they. Like the word punishment, like for example, I mean, when you're saying it as in the trials and tribulation, all of those synonyms that were just stated, whereas someone can mean the ultimate punishment. And it's different because it's like I feel like in Arabic there are very specific words that show the gravity of certain things, whereas like in English it's not really like someone can use like I can say punish, like when you said it, I didn't hear it as like the negative thing, the punishment, you know.
Yeah, that's why they would say they're trying to stay away from that. Okay, so there's no confusion.
So okay, let me read something. They say the Quran does state that God can punish people on earth, often as a way to warn them or as a consequence for their action. Although the primary punishment is understood to occur in the afterlife, several verses explicitly mention this concept, with the key example being Surat An-Nahl and the B, and 1661, which said that if God were to punish people for all their wrongdoings, he would not leave a single living creature on earth, but instead give them respite until the set time. So yeah, but I think everybody has a valid point. Like there's like, it depends, like there's punishment on earth. There's also like the ultimate punishment in the afterlife.
Yeah, it's levels to it. There's different levels. Like
so everybody is correct in their way.
But I think ultimately the idea is that you go through certain struggles and, you know, trials and tribulations that need to shape you in order for you to be ready to take on what God has for you. And like, if you don't have, you know, if you haven't gone through certain things and developed that thick skin and that layer of armor, you may not win the battle that's coming up that's required for you to get to, you know, the next level up, you know?
Yeah. I agree. Also, go ahead, Auntie.
What I was going to say is, like, I heard what Lamine said about how, like, and you also elaborated on that, like, when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, how you feel like sometimes you're being punished. I think, like, we agreed to say not to use the word punish. But I was also listening to this lecture once, and they said, like, let's say you don't pray, you don't do any of the things that God told you to do, right? And your life is going perfectly. That is also, like, I don't know.
A form of punishment or a form of test.
Form of punishment. Not calling you back.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And everything is going well for you. You think that you're fine, but that's also ultimately your downfall, because in your mind it's like, yeah, well, if I was doing something wrong, God would be mad at me, and I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't be as successful in this worldly life. So that is also another thing that we can also talk about.
Yeah.
Even when Allah like blocks your heart, like when he like makes you, you know how they say like Allah will make you blind, but not like physically your eyes. That's like a form of punishment from like what you do. That's a worldly thing. That's not a thing from like an afterlife. That's what I was thinking. I'm looking at it more so as like a redirection. It's all like it's just
it's like guidance in a way, but
like a guide. Yeah, exactly. Like discipline you to the point where you like I said, like when you going through life, bro, nobody makes more dua than a person that goes through like hardship. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And when you're going through hardship, you're gonna get redirected back to Allah. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I used to say, I'm like, yo, people that pray a lot are the people that sin the most. I don't know.
Exactly. And then kind of what Mariam Bari said is that like it should be like if something wonderful is happening, you know, like Alhamdulillah, and you go and you pray about it. If something bad is happening, you go and you you pray about it and stuff. But to your point, like a lot of times it's whenever people are at the lowest is when they kind of reach out, which is fine because that can help redirect them and give them clarity and give them a sense of like, okay, let me just focus and, you know, kind of
pretty much because the thing that I must say that the more you struggle, the more blessing you get. So what I would ask is that every single struggle that every single human being goes through, are they getting more blessing because of that? Every struggle comes with blessings.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
yes. Every single struggle comes with a blessing, even though you're Muslim or not. It doesn't matter.
Because every struggle comes with ease. Like it comes with ease.
Yeah, because like there was.
Sometimes a lot of people look at it and they only think about it in this world. Even if the ease is, you don't like, some people don't see the ease in this world. That ease will come in the hereafter.
Okay. That was gonna be my next question.
The one thing also, because your question, so the other thing is there are blessings that come that also do not necessarily come in the form of struggle too, right? Like there are blessings that like things that you've prayed. There are things that I've prayed for that I have, like literally that sign back there, right? That I've prayed for one day, like, you know, at some point in life that, you know, I could look around and be like, you know, alhamdulillah, like it happened. I have either, whether it's in the same form or in a different form, right? It doesn't have to be the same thing. So I do think, and then even when like someone is at work, right? When you're struggling while you're working, that means that you're growing. Yeah. Or when you're at the gym, right? If someone's at the gym, if you're doing your reps, nothing is being sore, you're not building anything, right? If when you start pushing yourself, like and you know you're getting a little bit of sore, you feel like, okay, I've exercised, I'm sweating a little bit. Like if you go, you're not sweating, nothing is hard. It's just like drinking water. Did you really exercise? So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.